Sweet. You guys can hear me. Let's raise this up a little bit. Get this out of frame. And we are live right now. What is going on? It's your boy, Kevin Yee, here with my weekly live stream. Sorry, guys, last week I did not do a weekly live stream, by the way. I ended up, believe it or not, coming back from San Diego last week, and it was really late. Got stuck in traffic, but honestly, just really enjoyed my life before I kind of leave LA altogether. It's a bittersweet moment. I was actually at a game night. Been shooting a lot of vlogs recently, so you guys will have a bunch of killer content as well. And for some reason, everything looks like it's lagging a little bit on my end. So let me just close out some apps really quick. Let's close all this out. Great. So hopefully this won't start lagging as much. Hold on for a second. Let me grab some water too. There's nothing in here. Crazy. But anyways, this week has been pretty interesting. Now that, I'm starting to wrap up. Oh, hold on. What the heck? Why is this so slow? It's like lagging quite a bit. Okay. Cool. All right. Well, if you're just tuning in, by the way, make sure to start dropping those likes. Would really support and appreciate you guys supporting the channel as well. But yeah, on to this week. It's been a very interesting week, I guess. Honestly, kind of laid back. Like yesterday, I've been really focusing more recently, spending the weekends just to relax a lot more. Just because I've been going through a lot. We have some really fire videos coming out this week. And actually, last week I dropped out a few vlogs. So if you guys are liking the new vlog content, please let me know too. It just really helps me kind of figure out what content you guys like doing. And I think like right now, I'm trying to find the blend between talking about topics that I really like, and then finding the topics that people want as well. So that's been a little bit of a struggle too. I've been doing a lot of sales, not only fulfillment, but also been doing a lot of consulting as well. I saw one of the comments earlier. You guys were interested on how I've been making $1,000 per day, which was pretty major for me pretty recently. And so there's the business life, but also like, I guess in terms of my relationship life and stuff too, I'm still taking it day by day. And I think really taking some time alone, some time by myself, it's really been helping me a lot. And I actually want to start, one of the things I really want to do starting this year too, is just allocating more time for my relationship life and just doing more courses. And I'm actually reading this really great book recommended to me by one of my great friends. It's called Mate. It's about how to attract your ideal mate in life and stuff. So I've just been thinking about like one kind of like recovery from breakups, but also the other thing I've been really thinking about a lot is just what makes a great kick-ass relationship as well, and some of my faults of my previous relationship. And that's been on my mind a lot. I've been having a lot of deep combos with a lot of my friends and all that as well. So we got some likes coming down as well, and one dislike. It's all good. But we got Fly Away says, "Hey Kevin, what's going on, Fly Away?" Bo says swag with his infamous like yo swag comment as well. So anyways, if you guys are joining in, make sure smash the like button. Would appreciate it, y'all. But yeah, so those are actually the things I've been doing. And then recently too, I've been training up my high ticket sales or inbound closing students as well. So we've been working a lot of like sales and taking them behind the scenes of what a real sales call is like. And one thing I also realized by teaching people more recently, like it's pretty interesting. So for me, I don't think I'm believe it or not, I don't really think I'm a really great closer, to be honest with you. I think why I'm decent at closing and okay at it or good at it is actually because I love communication. I love seeing like psychology, communication, and all that as well. That's something that's super, super important to me more recently as well. And I use it in my everyday life, whether I'm talking to my friends every day or like negotiating on Facebook Marketplace. I was literally doing it today. And then, or even negotiating deals too. it's just really, really fun just being able to talk to people as well. And just like really, it's not persuading people. It's really just clear communication about what you want and what you don't want to. And these are all the soft skills I've been learning with closing. In addition to that, I think also this week that something that has been making me feel super, super excited too is just doing a lot more jujitsu. I have not felt this motivated in jiu-jitsu for a long time. I swear, ever since I started doing privates with Patrick again, it kind of got my competitive juices going. And I actually have a video this week on kind of like picking a 10th Planet Black Belt's brain on jiu-jitsu strategy and all that. And so I've been practicing a lot what Patrick is teaching me, and I'm actually seeing it work on the mat. And I always love experimenting. So I'm doing really well with that too. But I want to say, like, in my life right now, I'm like happy, but yet I know I'm going through like a lot of moving changes. Like, for example, my friend passed away recently, and then the breakup, and then me moving to a new state where I don't have tons of friends and stuff. And it's not for me like that I'm worried about starting over again, but for me, like, change is sometimes really scary. Even though I've been down this road, like being able to move to another place, it's still never easy for me in terms of that too. I'm going to miss a lot of my friends, but that's the one benefit about moving in Vegas. They're not gone forever. I can always drive back, as well. So Fly Away has a question. He asks, do you stay away from dating apps? Right now, I actually stay away from dating apps as well, right? Like, just because I know the phase I'm in, and I'm in like the recovery phase. And I think a lot of times, like, I made this mistake a lot back when I was a lot younger, was jumping into a new relationship so soon. It would always be like this, like, for one reason or another, me and my former partner, we would break up, and then I would start feeling lonely, and then I would start like flirting with girls and stuff, and then somehow like 2 months later I would end up in a brand new relationship all over again. And sometimes I just don't think that's absolutely necessarily healthy as well, especially when someone's been in your life for such a long time. Like my previous partner, she was in my life for the last like 6 years, like 5 to 6 years. That's a really, really long time. And for me, I know that I need to kind of recover from this. I need to get over this as well, and there's a lot of memories that we shared and kind of resolve myself emotionally. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Like, a lot of time I feel like really kind of angry or spiteful against my ex too. Whether it's right or wrong, I know that's just how I feel. And that's something I've been working on with my therapist too. And I don't think anybody, like, for me, I can speak for myself. My parents, my friends, no one really teaches you this stuff of being able to healthily recover from a breakup, and it's still definitely not easy for me, but I just take it day by day. I focus on my shit, focus on my mental health, focus on not working too much, and just taking one step at a time. And yes, it is kind of a setback, but I know, like, out of all the things, if there's one thing I know about myself, I know long term, like, I'm always very determined. If I set my mind to something, for example, like recovery, or, even business, doing something like, hey, setting up a closing team or anything like that, I've always been able to pull through over and over again. But it doesn't mean, just because I can do it, doesn't mean it's an easy process. So luckily I have a ton of great friends who have been helping me out, like just shoot the shit with me or grab dinner with me. And I just feel so grateful that I have these opportunities, these people in my life who are so caring, who take the time to just check up on how I'm doing. So seriously, I am very grateful for that. But I'm just trying to better all parts of my life, health, wealth, and relationships. That's why I've been practicing more jiu-jitsu. I've been going to kind of like an acupuncture, or kind of like a chiro/PT office recently to like fix my lower back and to fix my postural things. I've been doing massage therapy too. I've been also lifting and trying to go on walks when I can too during the weekends and not working so much. I've been trying to balance all my clients, which has been really, really difficult. But I'm just trying to kind of survive and just better myself in all points of my life, like health, wealth, and relationships, and just chopping up with friends too. I think that's so important. And especially when you're going through a breakup, it's like that's when you need to take care of yourself the most. And that's why I've been prioritizing as well. So, but in terms of dating apps and stuff, yeah, I haven't been doing dating apps or anything like that. For me, like, I know some people say like, yo, the people that say they don't need the dating apps need it the most. But for me, I'm kind of old school, man. I like, honestly, I think the best relationships come from organic, honestly. That's just my opinion. Right or wrong, I mean, we've been doing it for so many years, and I think shooting a shot at someone that you organically like through, like, I don't know, for me, like, I've never used dating apps. Maybe it's just me, like, resistant to trying something new. But with dating apps, at least for myself, how I feel about them is that they feel like a forced interaction sometimes. And people talk about getting burned out with dating apps and stuff too. And that's just something I can't afford at this moment, like in time too. So yeah. Fly Away says, true, they don't. Cora Bell says, Kevin, you're the best. I really appreciate you, Cora Bell. It's nice hanging out with you last week. No, just kidding. I hung out with your sister last week. So I shot a vlog on that too, which is pretty cool. So that should be coming out. I got to drop all the footage to my editor. But also like this week too, what's really, really cool. So I've been getting, as you can tell, I have a lot of things like on my plate. Like, yes, I'm doing consulting. I'm doing sales consulting. I'm doing sales fulfillment. I have coaching students. I'm running this YouTube channel. And I'm just getting very bottlenecked by everything as well. And so recently I've been I have the funds to actually invest into a VA. So all this week I've been writing all the tasks that I've been trying to put off, like scheduling and all this other stuff and calling people to confirm their schedule. I'm actually at a point where in my business where I'm hiring a VA to just help me with my personal life, especially with the move coming up. Like, I don't want to be doing I want to research my options for U-Haul or however I'm going to move. It's going to be pretty interesting. And I've got to move all this stuff. I don't have that much stuff. I have this main desk. I have this bookcase, this desk, another bookcase over there. I really don't have that much stuff, but still moving is always kind of a pain. And I need someone to help me like coordinate stuff and just coordinate the move too. Because it's just really, really overwhelming. It takes away from my mental power to make more money, to build, like, to restore back into myself too. So there's a lot. Sayem asks, are you in sales? I'm in inbound sales. Yes, I'm an inbound closer and stuff. Do you think putting your Roth IRA at Edward Jones is a bad idea, or should I do it through myself through Fidelity? I don't know who Edward Jones is, but honestly, like, I think doing something like, if you're starting a Roth IRA, it doesn't need to be super complicated. You can go, I have a free masterclass, kickassinvesting.com/masterclass, and it teaches you how to set up your Roth IRA, and you can just do it through Fidelity, Vanguard, whatever you want to do. It's really, really not that hard, and you can just do it over the weekend. So I highly recommend you do it yourself, because, and especially with a reputable company, we all saw what happened like with Robinhood and all this like sort of stuff. Like, dude, just stay with a reputable company as a brokerage. That's the most important thing. And then also make sure that you're funding it appropriately too. If you don't know what to do, just do target date funds. Those are the freaking easiest to do at all, as well. Makomai says, been a fan since you quit pharmacy school. Good for you and believing in investing in yourself. Oh, I appreciate that as well. Yeah, like honestly, it wasn't very easy being able to quit pharmacy and all that. And I just feel like right now in my life, I'm seeing the fruits of my labor in terms of having a lot more passive income come in terms of more active income coming in, and just like being happier altogether. Like I think about all the relationships I've been able to make this last few years and the amount of freedom I have. Interesting thing. So I was talking to like a really good friend yesterday night, and she was just saying asking me, what is your why? And I was asked this on like a recent like sales meeting or something like that too. And the answer I gave was kind of like, it's not super grandiose, but I think about where my life was maybe about how long ago? When was I was doing pharmacy? I was doing pharmacy like 3 years ago, maybe, right? About 4 years ago now. I was doing pharmacy about 3 years ago. I didn't feel like I had location independence, meaning I felt like I was stuck in the pharmacy all day. I didn't have true financial independence where, like, if I left my job, like, I was so reliant on it. And I also didn't have time independence where I could control my time. I was, when you're working for a company, they tell you when to show up, when to work and stuff. It's not like you're a contractor or anything like that as well. And I think about how difficult that situation was. And I was actually just talking about with my friends earlier today as well about this transition. It's like when I lost my job, I thought the world was like crashing in on me. Like I thought my life was over. I didn't feel super secure financially. All these things came up. But who knew, after investing into yourself, some good investments, some really bad investments too. But regardless of the outcome, by continuously bettering yourself and continuously focusing on developing a skill set or service-based business or whatever you want to call it, right? I've been able to replace my income, honestly, and I'm happier. And this is like kind of the trade-off sometimes too, like when people are trying to think if they should quit pharmacy or not. I feel very different on this compared to a few years ago. Back in the day, I would have told anyone to, hey, start a business, right? It's so much easier to start a business. But the reality is, it's not easy to start a business. It's probably easier just to transition to another job. I'm actually reading this book by, I'll promote it later, but by Ian Housel. I haven't read it yet, but he has a book called How to Escape Retail Pharmacy Hell. So I have it right here, but I'm going to read it and give my 2 cents on it. But yeah, man, like honestly, like I never thought I would be in the position I would be where, I get to meet really cool people and I just have better relationships. Like when I chop it up with pharmacists, I don't want to say I don't always have like the best interactions with them, but it's different. I have more in common with entrepreneurs than I do with someone like, than I do with like 9-to-5ers, honestly. Not to say I don't get along with them. Like I do. A lot of you guys are 9-to-5ers here. Apparently 40% of my base they love their jobs, and that's okay, but I know there's a lot of people that don't feel the same way too. And by the way, if you guys are tuning in, make sure to smash the like button. We got about 4 people who haven't done anything yet. Thumbs up. That'd be really great. Would really appreciate it. I went to MCPHS for nursing and quit in the middle. So hard and expensive. Yeah, MCP is known for being a burn and churn school as well. They accept a lot of students and burn all of them. I'm really sorry. I'm kind of curious, Makomai, what are you doing now? Kevin, are you continuing to expand your investment course? Honestly, Corbell, so I made the decision more recently to stop posting YouTube videos on kick-ass investing for now, just because one, I don't feel super passionate about like that type of investing because it's so simple for me. But second thing is the major reason why like I decided to stop is because I'm seeing you have to double down on what's working. And for me, closing is working very, very well. Like my consulting is doing really, really well. My coaching program is doing very, very well. And also me closing deals is also going very, very well. And so by having this other thing divert my attention, it is not fair to the other project as well, especially when I don't really have that many active students in kick-ass investing at the moment, right? I have more active student, like because I'm doing coaching, like it requires more of my attention. I'll always leave like the course and program up. I actually might decrease the pricing on it as well, just so that it runs on all autopilot. But honestly, like I don't want to keep on talking about investing anymore because everything for me is on autopilot at this point, and I don't really need to think about it. I think it's done its job. I've given it about like a year or so, and I produce like content. Yes, could I keep on talking about investing? Yeah, sure, but your boy doesn't really want to talk about Roth IRAs, 401ks, and all that anymore, right? Your boy doesn't want to talk about like day trading and stuff. And that's the balance. It's kind of like I'm not super excited. I don't get excited about it. I believe it's a necessary skill, but I don't get really excited about it anymore. Kang says, do you want to do medical school? Hell no. Could not see myself ever doing medical school like at this point. Like I'm so like into business, and that gets me excited. Like I think the next journey for me, it might be either growing the agency out even more, or even doing real estate relatively soon as well. What was a bad investment in yourself? Let's see. When I say bad investment, don't get it twisted. Like I think like there was like programs I bought in the past which were they were good in their own way, but the actual programs, they weren't that great. Like looking back, because I didn't have a clear focus. Like for example, like going to Dan Pena's was really, really cool. It was a really great experience, but what I wish I would have asked myself before as my younger self is like, what problems is trying to solve for, right? With something like, as much as people bitch about Dan Lok and stuff, don't get it twisted. I'm not the hugest fan. I don't follow him or anything like that anymore, but I got to meet so many cool people, and even though like I feel like the course, it didn't really teach me anything practical. I don't use anything from his program to do sales anymore, honestly. Like I have my own system. I've kind of built out my own thing through experience. I don't consider that a bad investment, because it got me networking with really cool people that I still talk to this day, and it got me into this industry where, you know, people are perceiving me as an expert, and they're like, oh, you do closing? And like, it's so crazy. Like, especially with people who are just starting their services, that is my target demographic. I've been able to just help so many people do like launch their programs and stuff. It's really, really like, it's really crazy to see how this like program, no matter how good or bad it was, opened my eyes toward everything as well. So that's an example of a program. I also like invested into programs too, and this was actually a really good investment. Like I think any program where you can meet really cool people has always been 1,000% worth it, right? Like for example, I took Scott Ulsford's thing, and I got to meet so many cool people through that program. I got to meet Scott himself, and yeah, it took a little longer. You know, did I launch my program within 90 days or whatever the promise was? Hell no, I didn't. It took me 2 years, because I wanted to really make sure I had everything right and make sure that I was actually delivering something that was really good too. So my autofocus is a little off, but yeah. Founder of Tesla is moving to Texas. Do you want to do that too? Kang, not so much. I think like for me, I definitely want to move to Vegas more. I'm more of a Vegas guy. Not so much Texas. Texas is humid as hell too. I know a lot of people are moving to Austin and all that sort of stuff. That's really, really great. But for me, I like the reason why I'm moving in Vegas is like for a few reasons. One, it's relatively close to LA. Two, it has relatively similar client to LA as well. Three, there's not as much traffic, and there's a 10 Planet Jiu-Jitsu out there that is only 10 minutes away from my uncle's place as well. So I'm able to go there. I'm probably going to crash with my uncle for a little bit, and then either get my own place or travel to Asia for a bit. So that's the plan right now, but nothing's finalized at the moment. But yeah, but for those 5 people who haven't already, make sure to smash the like button. Would appreciate it, y'all, as well. But I guess like, who was I talking to? I was talking to I was talking to one of my good friends yesterday. Same friend that I was telling you guys about moving to a new place. And I think when I talk to especially younger people, not younger people. When I talk to older people, the one regret a lot of people don't have is just like moving to a new place, starting anew again, and starting life over again. It's a very, very cool feeling to be able to do that. And not everybody, honestly, is capable of doing that, to be honest with you, as well. So, yeah. But as far as Vegas, do I feel a little bit anxious going to Vegas? A little bit. Just because I'm just going through a lot. Like, I'm going through a breakup. I don't know that many people in Vegas. But taxes, one, that's really cool. And two, it'll allow me to be able to invest more into myself, whether it's like more jiu-jitsu lessons or more assets. Maybe I'll do real estate down there. And maybe I can go to like Vietnam and Philippines without having to pay rent, honestly, because I can just drop my stuff off at my uncle's place, right? So there's a lot of benefits, but I think the thing that scares me the most is like when I moved to Vegas. I mean, I'm scared that I think even though it's not reasonable, but I think I'm really scared about losing my friends here in LA. But if I know myself well enough, like I pretty much kept all my friends in Boston still to this day, you know, even though I might talk to them all the time. Like all my relationships in Boston are pretty solid too. So there's that, but still there's that fear, and then there's also kind of like that. If you guys have gone through a breakup, you might know what I mean, but it's kind of like the finalization of like they're really, once I go to Vegas, it is really done. Like everything is really done. Not saying I would go back to my ex or anything like that, but it just becomes like a finalization of end of a chapter as well. And ends for me, like necessary endings, are always very, very difficult to accept as well. So those are some of the thoughts that have been going through my head. I think moving to a new place is awesome and refreshing, but it's always not for everyone. It's true. It's not for everyone. I remember when I first moved to Hong Kong, that was really, really fun experience. I got to start anew again, got to meet so many people, eat different foods, get out of certain things, your normal routine. Yeah, like I think that's great. And I think like at my age too, this is the time to kind of do this stuff, because I won't always be single and running around everywhere like by myself. Like I don't have anything holding me back besides like my mindset and other things as well. Not my mindset, but like everywhere. Corabelle says Asia. Yes, Asia. Corabelle, Asia. I mean, I have my vision board from when we first met, but one of my dreams was actually go to Thailand. You know, that was a huge thing for me to go to Thailand and really enjoy it. My dad always wanted to go there. So I think about Thailand, and I think about like, I was thinking about Vietnam, and I was thinking about Bali as well. So those are things. I don't think you should be afraid to move to a new place. Real friendships will always find their way. Yeah, exactly. I think it's one of those fears that it's kind of like an unrealistic expectation, because I've always been a very social extrovert, or I've been always pretty good socially. Like I've always had really good friends. I've always been able to meet new friends. That's never been a problem in my life. So it's just like, oh, man, but I'm gonna really miss my LA friends. I have really great friends in LA. Like, okay, here's something that a lot of people will say. They say that like, yo, LA's full of fake people and all that. And absolutely, there are fake people and all that, but for me, I've met so many more great people than attracted those fake people. Maybe because I'm not in those circles, right? But I've been able to attract so many more legit people than asshole people that I don't know what to say, man. Like I get to train at the world's best, like one of the world's top jiu-jitsu gyms in the world. I get to like talk to some of the top digital marketers here. I've met like my childhood, like I don't want to say idols or whatever, but like I mean I got to meet JK Films out here too, and so many different relationships. It's hard to just pack up and leave that all behind. But there's this saying I remember in a book, and it's called it's by Marshall Goldfield or whatever, or Goldsmith. I can't remember his name, but it's what got you here won't get you there. And I know if I'm going to ascend and grow, I need to move out. I think it's best what's best for me financially. I think it's what's best for me mentally as well, in terms of like dealing with the relationship stuff. I think it's what's best for me, maybe not relationships, but maybe forcing myself to create more relationships as well. So that's kind of like where my thoughts are at the moment. Low maintenance relationships. Yeah, I have a lot of low maintenance relationships. I consider our relationship very low maintenance, Corbell, as well. And by the way, speaking about low maintenance, your boy doesn't ask for much. Yo, for those 10 people, man, make sure to smash the like button. Would appreciate it. You just wish it didn't happen like that, I guess. I can't remember what, because I go on these tangents. I don't know what you're referring to, but I guess like in terms of the timing of everything, like I never imagined me going to Vegas. It was kind of like a spur of the moment type of thing when I found out I lost my apartment. Sure, could I live in LA? Absolutely. But with LA like barely opening up and all this sort of stuff, like I don't anticipate it opening up for a while, honestly. Even though we're starting to do indoor dining and all that, people are not going to feel comfortable for a long time. And I've just come to accept that like the LA that I once loved and knew, it's gone, right? Unfortunately, it's gone. And I was even walking in within Hollywood today, and I was like, dude, so many places are closed down, and it's not the same place anymore. Like where I had my early 20s, and I think it's okay to for things not to be the same and all that sort of stuff. But I just gotta move on with the rest of my life too. As uncomfortable as it is sometimes, like sometimes the things that you don't want to do are the things that you need to do the most as well. So there's that. What's the starting comp rate for inbound closer? It depends from person to person, honestly. I mean, usually it's performance based. If you're doing closing, could be 10, could be 15, could be 20. It really depends. But I wouldn't ask for, like, honestly, people are not going to really, people are really going to be reluctant to pay you top dollar for, if you're a new closer as well. So just keep that in mind. It takes a lot of time on the phones and just to have conversations with people, like sales conversations. It must have took almost like a year for me to actually feel comfortable to be able to talk to people on the phone, like without even think about it. Even to this day, I mean, like, I wouldn't say I'm like the best closer. I would say like I'm just good at chopping up with people, being good at like communicating with people, and just being very, very direct with people too when needed, and it does two things. It makes them very uncomfortable, right? Or they step into a leadership role, take control of their narrative or story or their situation or problem that they need to solve, and they pull the trigger. And it's so funny with closing. I was talking to my students and I was just like, man, I use the same process for objection handling. And objection handling isn't like convincing someone. It's not that. It's like really what it really comes down to is identifying the core issue, the core problem, and coming up with the solution for it. That's all objection handling really is. It's actually, in my opinion, it should be called objection handling. It should be really called problem solving, honestly, right? Problem solving any concerns about the scope of work, problem solving any concerns with the roadmap or getting them to their goals. And so it's really funny, like the only time people really feel pressured is when they start lying, when they've lied on the call. And it's just a very interesting thing when I catch people saying one thing and then saying another thing, and then I bring it up, people are like, oh my God, I feel so pressured right now. I'm like, well, was everything you told me true? I mean, you literally said this and this. What's really on your mind? And people just don't want to be honest with me. They don't want to be honest with themselves. It's very, very interesting. And I think, like, honestly, being in inbound sales, inbound closing, it's been a very, very unique experience, and actually has helped out all my relationships in life, right? If I had this experience like with my previous relationship, and I held the same space and I had open communication, I don't think we would have gone through the same breakup. Like maybe we would have still broken up. Just because you're on the same page doesn't mean you'll save a relationship. People could want different things, but I think it would have made the breakup a lot easier if we had open and honest communication from the beginning too. Bart, Joe are going to Vegas too. I know Bart is, but I didn't know Joe was. I gotta message him about that then. Do you ever earn royalties or overrides as a closer? I do get recurring commissions for certain like for some of my former clients. I do for my other clients too. I get top line revenue too from my other clients too. So that's pretty good. And then my other ones like if like payment plans, but I won't call them royalties for the rest of lifetime of the relationship. So no, not really. But yeah, I think closing is actually really lucrative, but like honestly, it has the slow points too, and it's not an easy skill to learn. It's really something that if you want to be better at communication, you want to be better at, you know, you're okay with being uncomfortable having these really bad conversations with people, then that might be a career for you, honestly, you know. But I think it's one of the most important things to learn, especially if you want to be an entrepreneur whatsoever, like being able to convey value. I mean, I was honestly using it on a conversation on Facebook Marketplace with someone who wanted to lowball me for something, right? And I don't lie on Facebook. Just told them, hey, I have a seller I have a buyer who is trying to buy this at full price. They just need a little bit more time. So if you want it, like, and I told the other person, I was like, hey, you know, if somebody buys before you, unfortunately I have to give up your spot. But if you do come up with the money, then it's all yours. Does that sound fair? And they're like, yeah, absolutely. So yeah, this guy tried to lowball me. I was like, listen, I already got a buyer. So I mean, you can either buy at full price. If you buy at full price right now, it's yours. But you know, otherwise, like if you're looking for a lowest price, you can go somewhere else, right? And so it's just really, really interesting being able to navigate that thing too, right? And I was like, hey, you know, within the next day, if you do buy and I get multiple offers, I'll consider yours first. Does that sound fair? And they're like, yeah, that sounds absolutely fair. So it's like all these like terminology things or these communication skills I've been learning that really impact my life as well. Okay, so do you have a CRM? I've actually created CRMs for people using things like Airtable and stuff. So, and I'm familiar with most of the main ones like HubSpot, Close, Pipedrive, and stuff like that too. I've used all of them pretty much. What is something that you're looking forward to in 2021? Well, great question. I think in 2021, something I'm looking forward to. I think I'm looking forward to, honestly, my growth in 2021. I've grown already like the first quarter of 2021, and it's been amazing, the transformation, but I want to continue that, honestly, and just see how much more I can grow over these next few months. Whether it's going to be like an ayahuasca trip or whatever, or it's going to be like a like growth in my jiu-jitsu game and getting my purple belt, or growth in my business where I'm hitting that my FU money amount, which is like 666,000 $666 per year, which is about 33K per month. That's the goal I want to hit, right? And I already have my FU money amount. And then I just want to dive in. I just want to solidify that amount where it's like passive, and then just enjoy time with my relationships. I do not anticipate myself being like a Jeff Bezos or anything like that. Honestly, like I do not anticipate myself being like that. I anticipate me just like living based off cash flow, providing for my family. If I need to work extra, I am more than happy to do it. But then doubling down on my passion projects like YouTube, like this, and just making stuff, and maybe do JVs and stuff like that too. Who knows? Like, I don't know, but I know for me, the main driving force, like especially as a Pisces and stuff, I don't know if you guys believe in horoscopes, but for me as a Pisces, like I care more about relationships than I do about money. Money, honestly, doesn't mean that much to me. It's what you do with money that means a lot. Or it's the meaning behind money. Whether that's like, you know, some people just want to make as much fucking money as possible, but sometimes there's an emotional reason behind that. Maybe they don't feel good, or they tie their self-value to money, right? So when they don't have it, they feel like shit. And when they do have it, they feel like it fills that void for them. You know, there's always an emotional reason why people want money as well. People don't really care about their presidents, honestly. Like, I don't. And a lot of my friends don't. A lot of my entrepreneur friends don't care. They just care what they can do with that amount as well. So there's that. But in terms of 2021, I'm just like really excited to go back forth from LA, plan out an Asia trip once I get settled down. Plan out an Arizona trip because like I have a lot of friends in Arizona who have moved to Arizona who are telling me, yo, Kevin, you gotta come to Arizona and check it out. So I might go down there and check it out. But I don't know. Like I really this year I didn't think I'd be single. This year I didn't think my business would really take off like this. This year I did not think that I would have my coaching business, but I've all launched a Q1 and I'm pretty proud of myself, honestly. Evening again, Kevin. Just got my 41st haircut. That's awesome. I'm a Libra. Wonder how our signs would get along. Well, let's check. I actually did. What's really interesting is that recently I did a tarot reading with one of my friends. She calls herself a tarot queen. But basically, it's pretty cool. So recently, every single quarter, I've been recording our sessions and really just updating her what's happened and what hasn't. And honestly, it's pretty freaky, all the stuff that happens. I'm not like a huge horoscope person, but I do read like things like the pattern and all that as well. So let me see. Libra and Pisces. Friendship. Unless you want to do a marriage one, Tony, which I don't think so. A relationship between a Libra and Pisces is harmonious and well-matched combination. Both stars align well and are suited for each other. Libras love to indulge themselves in wonderful reality. Pisces love to live in a world of imagination. Yeah. Libra and Pisces comprehend with each other well and form a good friendship. So what's really interesting about, I would say, Pisces is that we get along with everyone. There's very few people that we don't get along with. But yeah, I don't know if you guys are into horoscopes. Comment below. If you guys are into horoscopes, comment below. Just be like, yo, I'm in. Comment with your like sign and stuff. I'm kind of curious, all y'all as well. But yeah. So, and by the way, gotta do shameless plug. For those 9 people who haven't, make sure to smash the like button. Would appreciate it. Your boy Kevin, you would appreciate it. But I hope you guys enjoy this set while it still lasts. It's gonna be like, honestly, there's no books below like this main shelf. I'm gonna pack everything up. All this stuff that you see in the back over here, it's gonna be gone. Well, it's kind of messy, but it's gonna be relatively gone pretty soon. I'm just cleaning up the last things in this apartment, honestly, and it's so crazy that I thought I was going to be here for a long time in this apartment, but I guess it's not in the universe or God's plans, honestly, as well. Do Ox horoscope. I haven't really followed the Chinese zodiac and stuff like that too. For me, I'm a dragon in terms of Chinese zodiac. I don't really read into it. I've been reading more Western horoscopes and stuff too. So, but yeah, I'm kind of curious what the dragon like horoscope of 2021 is. Okay, according to Dragon Fortune in 2021, their career and wealth will be auspicious. They can do well in the work fields and have more chances to get a promotion and increase salary. 2021 is not a good year to establish a love relationship with each others and get married. So, yeah, it's saying like I will need to. It also says dragons should be more careful in their words and deeds and interpersonal situations. They should pay attention to all oral disputes. In terms of health, overall performance in 2021 will be good, but they should be careful of adverse effects of bad living habits. So basically, 2021 is telling your boy to be a fuckboy and stuff as well. It's pretty funny. I'm gonna send this to my friend right now. But yeah. Hold on for a second. Oh, my friend just canceled on me for dinner. Shit. Whew. Taylor. Anyways. People are dropping their signs. What is your sign? What's your Western sign as well? Many Libras like myself try to maintain a low-key environment and minimize conflicts. I'm not sure if I'm not sure if Scorpio is a sign, but I think I'm that. I've dated Scorpios before. Apparently Scorpios and, what's that called? Scorpios and what's that other sign? Taurus. They're the most sexually active sign, by the way. But Scorpios are known for being very like possessive and all that sort of stuff. I'm not a huge expert on horoscopes, or I think it's just fun. Like the reason why I look into, if you're wondering why I even look into horoscopes and stuff as well, there's only one reason. It forces me to think very introspectively about myself and evaluate what's going well in my life and what's not going well, and what are some of the things I can do as well. As far as if it's like real or not, I mean, I don't think that's the real benefit. I think the real benefit just goes with thinking as well. Whoa, I'm a Sagittarius. I get along with Sagittarius. I mean, Pisces, we get along with everyone, dude. That's pretty funny. Scorpio is a sign, says Tony the Man. Yo, Kevin, what's up, man? How are you, says Taylor. What up, Taylor? Welcome to the chat as well. You're born a year dragon. You're a year older than I am. Since we're Asians, not many people would immediately notice that as well. Yeah, probably not. But yes, I am a dragon as well. Like my year is like, everybody wanted my year. Like whoever was born 8888 probably has the luckiest freaking number as well. But being a dragon, like it's a very respected sign. Everybody wants their kids to be like that. They also like want. Yeah, the 88 is really, really important to Chinese culture too. But it's like whatever, all this horoscope stuff, I don't take it to heart, but it's kind of funny knowing that some of these patterns that people, like these horoscopes say, like the pattern or all that, they're actually relatively true as well. So yeah. Taylor asks, what's your favorite sport or physical activity? I have to say jiu-jitsu. It's one of my favorite sports and activities right now. I really enjoy it because it really challenges me, like not only mentally, but also physically too. And I just have a lot of fun with it. It's very technical. And that's my favorite sport at the moment. Although I like lifting, I like doing all that other stuff, but it's okay, I think I hit my personality on the mark. I think it hit my personality on the mark. I'm kind of scared. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Like, I feel like, okay, so based off reading horoscopes and stuff, based off everything, I feel like if you read another person's horoscope or another signs, it probably would apply to you anyways, right? Again, like, just take it with a grain of salt. And it's just fun. It's just a lot of fun, in my opinion. Plus, we Libras try to be peacekeepers. Yeah, that's really cool. All right, y'all. So it is 7 o'clock. I am going to plan out my week. And I'm going to hit up my friend because she was supposed to grab dinner with me, but she's bailing right now because she's not feeling too hot. So I'm going to shoot her a call. I hope you guys have a great week, by the way. I hope you enjoy some of the videos that will be coming out this week. And I will talk to you guys later. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you guys next week as well. Peace, my people. Bye. And, oh, one last comment. Good you don't take horoscopes too seriously, just for fun. Exactly. All right. Jiu-jitsu can't beat a sport that works you out and prepares you for combat, only when necessary, of course. Yeah, jiu-jitsu is like one of the most fun things in the world. Like, once you get someone to the ground, sure, do you want to be rolling on concrete? No, but chances are you can handle yourself if you do jiu-jitsu. By far. You feel so much more confident. Same with me. Okay, cool. Awesome, guys. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.